everyone. So today we are going to be doing a full face get ready with me try on haul using Sheglam makeup. I have to say, you guys, I am very impressed with some of these items. Some of them are a little hit or miss, but I will definitely let you guys know which ones I like, which ones I would recommend, and which ones I think you should stay away from. So starting off with the primer, we have the Birthday Skin Primer. I have to say, I recently just found my absolute all-time favorite primer, so I don't really know, if anything's gonna stand up to that one. I will be having a video on it soon because I am not kidding, it has changed my life as far as my makeup game goes, and I see it as a staple product forever in my life. But we are going to give this a fair go. All right, it's definitely a bit thicker than I was expecting, and it almost looks like it has a slight grainy kind of texture, so I really don't know. I don't know how much to take. I'm going to take about that much on my finger and rub it in. Oh my gosh, what did I do? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that was a little bit scary at first, but it did blend in very well. It does kind of have a little bit more of like a mix between like a pore filling and like a lotiony type primer. It's definitely not like a super thick primer, but it just feels like a really thick cream. First it looked like it had a really bad color cast, but luckily I don't think it's too big of an issue. I feel like my skin does look a little bit lightened, but overall it feels actually pretty good on the skin. Next up for my face, I have some of these samples and the full-size product. This is called the Skinfluencer Full Coverage Foundation Balm. So I was really interested in that with the texture of this being more of like a balmy kind of foundation, and I would absolutely recommend you guys picking up the samples of these. Number one, if you're not sure what color you are, but especially if you're not sure if you like the formula, these are about like 69 cents, maybe 70 cents a piece. And you guys, I have been trying these out for a couple of days now, and I am so surprised at how much product is actually in these little samples. So I would highly recommend you go and get the samples first and try those out, see if you even like it, and then play around with some colors before committing to buying a full size. So I'm gonna use the color Chantilly. I like to apply it with a flat foundation brush. I haven't tried it with a sponge yet, but this is just my go-to method at the moment for applying foundation, so this is what we're going to be using today. I'm going to pick up a little bit onto my brush, and I am going to start smoothing this onto my skin. I definitely don't think you need to apply too much of this product because it is a little bit more of like a thinner, balmier texture, but it really does have some nice coverage to it. So definitely work your way up in thin layers rather than trying to build it all at once. You might end up a little cakey if you try to do that. Next, we're going to be using this concealer. This is the Sheglam concealer in the color Cotton Candy. I'm going to do little dab under my eye here, and I just like to do this with my finger. I feel like it just kind of gives me a really good coverage, so I definitely think that did a nice light brightening effect. It's not too over intense or anything like that. I feel like it's just a nice subtle brightening kind of look. All right, next I will be setting my under eyes. I do not have a shein powder, but this is the one I'm using currently. This is from Ciate. This is the Everyday Vacay powder. I'm just going to apply that right under my eyes just to set that concealer. All right, next we are going to be using this liquid contour from Sheglam. Mine is in the color Soft Tan. I believe this might be the old packaging. I think now the new ones kind of have this more like twisted design, but I have had these for quite a while, so I think they've got more colors now, and the packaging's a little bit different, but it's basically the same product. And this one has more of like a little cone tip type of sponge applicator. I'm gonna just do like little dots because this is actually very pigmented and it does blend out pretty well, but since this is more of a cool kind of contoury type of color, I don't want to go overboard with it because sometimes I feel like it can make you look a little dirty with the cool tones. All right, and then we're gonna do just a little line down the jawline here just to kind of help kind of define my jaw a little bit. I definitely have a very round, pudgy face, so I like having a little bit of definition here. All right, and that is how it looks with the contour applied. I really like this one. I would probably look into getting a couple more colors, maybe one that's a little bit more of a bronzier, kind of warm color to use in tandem with the contour, because sometimes the contour on its own can be a little too cool and look a little muddy. So, but I do actually really like this. I feel like it gives a nice defined look, and you can actually tell that you applied something. I have a few contours that just do not blend very well, or they just blend away completely. So This is definitely a really nice medium between pigmentation and blendable. All right, next up is the blush. We're gonna be applying this to this side of my cheek. I like to do just 2 little stamps like that, and I feel like that is plenty of product. Then again, I just take my brush and do little stamping motions like this, and took like 2 seconds to blend in. Super, super easy. I like that this one is not so pigmented that you really feel like you have to hurry and be careful to blend it. I mean, it's just such a nice soft color, and I feel like it just gives a really pretty, youthful glow to the skin. Okay, so next up for highlighter, I do have one of the old ones, but I'm not a fan of this one. It's just way too oily for me. It's kind of like an oily glitter, and I'm not a fan of it. This one is in the color Diamond Cutter. This was like one of the original ones, but I do have one of their new ones, and I'm excited to try this one. I'm hoping it's more of like a creamy kind of liquidy formula, and this one is also a different applicator. This one has more of like a doe foot applicator, so hopefully this one is going to be better, and this one is in the color Vanilla Frost. All right, so we are going to do a couple little dots of that on this side, and I'm using my little cat brush also from Shein, and I'm just going to use that to blend it in. I feel like this is a really good size of brush for this because it's not too big and not too small. I feel like it really kind of helps blend it out without it being just like stuck right where you put it. Overall, I think it's cute. I don't know if this is my favorite highlighter though. I feel like it did kind of move the foundation underneath just a little bit, but I also want to do just a tiny bit down the bridge of my nose, on the tip of my nose, and we'll do a little bit on the Cupid's bow here, and I just like to use my finger to blend this in. Okay, moving on to eyes, we have 4 palettes here to choose from. I'm not quite sure which ones I'm going to use. We might just hop back and forth between a few of the palettes, so I'll be sure to let you know what colors I'm using and from what palette. First off, from the Seafoam palette, I am going to be using this color right here. That one is called Tequila Sunrise, and it's just kind of like a warm matte brown. All right, so I'm going to lay down that color on the outer corner here and just build up that crease. I definitely think this has a good amount of pigmentation. It's not crazy, but it definitely is there, and it's easy to blend as well. I'm going to bring that brown down on the lower lash line. We're going to blend that about halfway into the lower lash line there. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my sticky eyeshadow base. We're just going to apply that just to the lid here, and that's going to help these shimmer shadows stick just a little bit better to the lid. And from the same palette, we're going to use this color here. I don't really know how to describe this color. It's called Bartender. It's almost like a tan meets like an icy blue. It's definitely a super unique color, and I want to try to apply this with my finger. It definitely is a little bit more of like a topper sheer kind of shadow, so I find that these just apply really well using my finger. And then next for the inner corner, I want to use this color here, Margarita. It's kind of like a lighter version of that color. I'm going to take just a little bit of that on the brush, and we're going to apply that on the inner corner here, and do just a tiny bit of that on the lower lash line. All right, next up we are using Sheglam's double-ended eyeliner. I have to say I have tried this a few times, and I'm not quite sure what I think about it yet. I have to say for sure, I'm not a fan of the felt tip side. I just find these felt tip brushes can be a little dry, and the color is just not as pigmented as I would like. But the other side does have a little stamp type side to do the cat wing eyeliner, and I think that if you're new to eyeliner, this can be a good tool to help you get them even, because I know it took years for me to get eyeliner even, and even today after doing it for like 15 years, I still sometimes will mess it up. And sometimes I like to use this and then actually go over it and fill it in, but it's a nice starting point. So here's what it looks like with just the little stamp, and I will do it on this side. It's easy because you can just flip it over, line it up, do a stamp, and pull. I do feel like you have to kind of clean this up just a little bit or go over it with another eyeliner. All right, so this is the side that I filled in with my regular eyeliner that I like, so I'm just going to do my eyeliner as usual. And now you can see there's that little gap there. We're going to create like a little swoosh like this, connecting. And then if I need to kind of fill in the stamp a little bit more, I will. And for even a cat winged liner veteran like myself, it is still so easy to use and very helpful. Next, we're going to be using the Sheglam mascara. This one is called the All-in-One Volume and Length. It is a double-ended mascara. One side looks like this. It's a bit like Better Than Sex mascara or Lash Paradise from L'Oreal, that type of brush style. And the other side here is a bit more of like a scoop comb style plastic bristle brush. All right, so starting off for this eye, we are going to use this side of the mascara, and I'm just going to start applying this to my lashes. Overall, I feel like the formula of this one is a very light whipped kind of moussey style mascara. Doesn't feel overly wet. The one issue I do have is because this is a split brush mascara, the stem of this is actually very short, so you have to get super, super close to your eye to actually apply this mascara, which I feel like just feels a little bit unnatural if you're used to like a regular full-size mascara wand. And now we're going to use this little spoon-shaped side for the bottom lashes. Again, this is just a little bit awkward for me because it's so short. Alright, so that is how the mascara looks. I will have to see whether it smears or fades. I'm going to use this brush from the other side to kind of comb this out a little bit, see if I can get a little bit more length on here and kind of get some of these clumps out. I definitely think I would have to try this again with no eyeliner so I could really see better at what the mascara does just on my lashes without the eyeliner. Overall, I feel like for the price of this, it's definitely a, you know, very decent mascara. I have tried mascaras that cost way more and have been way worse, so I actually do like this, but I will have to kind of try this out a bit more to see what I think. Also, how it wears and how it is removed is also going to be a very big factor on whether I like this or not. Alright, and finally for lips, we are going to use the Wonka Collection lip liner. This one is in the color Cookies and Milk. Alright, next we're going to be using this lip product. The name of it has escaped me at the moment, but it's basically this like almost like a solid lip gloss. And you press up on here to lift the product, and it is like a glossy lipstick balm all in one. I'm a big fan of doing lipstick with a lip gloss on top, so this is like an all-in-one step for me, and it's so pretty. And this just has like a really thick, luxurious feeling on my lip. I would definitely say this product is a little bit on the sticky side, but it has a lot of color payoff, and that gloss is just so pretty. It definitely looks like a really creamy lip gloss type of formula, and overall I'm just a really big fan of it. Alright, and I finished off the look with some eyelashes. These are some of my all-time favorite eyelashes I've ever found. These are probably like $3 to $4 for this entire set of 7 pairs, and you guys, I can get like 9 to 10 uses out of each pair because I like to take care of my lashes and, you know, pick off all the glue, and I don't put mascara on them, so I can actually use these so many times. These are about a 3/4 lash, so it's not quite a full strip lash, which I think is just so much more comfortable and flattering for my eyes and my eye shape. They have a really soft taper to them as well, so they're a little shorter on the inside and they get gradually longer, and they are just like more of like a wispier, fluffier kind of lash, and I just feel like they look so great, and they are a really perfect everyday type of lash. If you like that more feathery kind of look, I just think it looks so pretty, and these are a steal. Okay, so we are going to do a rapid fire what I thought about these products. Some of my likes, some of my didn't, we will see, and some of the items will just need more time, but right now at this moment, this is what I think about these products. First off, the Birthday Skin Primer. I think I just need to try this out more. Texture was a little bit different than I was expecting. I'm leaning towards just being right down the middle with this one so far. I don't hate it, but I'm not like, wow, that was perfect. And it could just be the combination of the foundation that I used today. I definitely want to try it with some other things before I fully decide. So this one is just kind of in the middle right now. Next up, for the foundations that I used, you guys, I have to say, I don't know if I love this foundation in conjunction with primer that I used today. I have used these independently without that, and I really did like them, but something about those two combinations, I'm just not quite sure if I'm sold on those together. And definitely try out the samples, like I said, to number one, find your shade, but also see if you like this formula. That way you don't have to spend the, what is it, like $7 or $8 for the full size, which is still super affordable, but these samples are the way to go, you guys. As far as the concealer goes, I think it was pretty decent. I didn't love it or hate it, so I would say I'm pretty neutral on this one, but for the price, I definitely think it was a good one, and I will definitely use it in the future. For the contour, I'm a big fan of this. I really like this, and I want to try more colors and see what all they have to offer with their new formulation. I do like this one quite a bit, so I will continue to use this. Same with the blush. I like this as well, and again, they have all new colors, so in the future I might explore some more colors, but again, I'm a big fan of this. Easy to blend and not overly pigmented, but the color is definitely there. For the highlighters, old one, no way, but the new one, I still need to experiment with this one a little bit more, but I definitely like this way more than the original. As far as the eyeshadow palette, I do like it for what it is, but these are not going to be the most amazing eyeshadows ever, obviously, but they are cute for what they are, and for just like a light kind of beginner kind of makeup, I feel like this is actually really cute, and these are some really stunning colors in here, very unique ones as well. So I would say that, you know, if you just want to spend a few bucks on an eyeshadow palette, I feel like you kind of get what you pay for with this. Here's just a few swatches of some of the colors I didn't use, but overall I do think this is a really pretty light palette. If you're wanting to do just like a really simple kind of makeup look, I think this is good. As far as the double-ended eyeliner go, I don't really like the eyeliner part, but I do like the stamp part. However, I would not use the stamp on its own and just like be perfect and go. I do use it as a guide, and I do need to clean it up a little bit, but it is great for beginners, especially if you have issues with making your wings even. This is a great tool to kind of help you do that. Lip liner, of course, you guys, I've done a review on these. I like these a lot. These are just a pretty standard lip liner and I really like them. And the lip product, you guys, this is just such a good lip product. Again, if you like that lipstick with a gloss on top, this is like an all-in-one step for it. I hope they release more colors of these. I do have two at the moment, this kind of nudie one I'm wearing and a slightly pinkier one, but I would love to see even more colors of these because these are just really, really good, especially for the price. I think they were like $5, maybe $6 a piece. And of course the lashes, these are my go-to holy grail lashes, so I will definitely be buying more of these in the future. They are one of my absolute favorite lashes ever. So that is it for this video for my full face get ready with me with the Sheglam products. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, link is below. Until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.